was reading in Genesis 43 this morning, and right when you get started in 43, Jacob is about to send his sons back to Egypt, where Joseph is governor, and send them for some more grain. In the previous couple of chapters, he sent his sons to Joseph. They bowed down before him to fulfill this dream that God had given Joseph when he was a little kid. Eventually, that was why he got sold into slavery, because of his brother's jealousy. But there's like all of this turmoil happening, and God has proven that he is true to his word. He has given this promise to Jacob that his descendants will be numerous. If you fast forward, you see that the Messiah, Jesus, actually comes through the line of one of Jacob's sons, Judah. And so in order for all of this to come to pass, God has to intervene. He has to sustain Jacob and his family. And so it's just this really cool picture of how it wasn't how you would anticipate, and it definitely wasn't how Joseph would have written the story, but here he is in this place to be able to take care of and sustain his family, even though they betrayed him. But I just love the very first verse in chapter 43. I read it, it stopped me in my tracks this morning. Check this out. It says, "But the famine continued to ravage the land of Canaan." And you might be thinking, Chris, why did that stop you in your tracks? And it's because of everything that I just said, like everything that's going on and how God has already proven himself to be a sustainer, a provider. And I think so often I expect God's providence, I expect his provision to mean that all of a sudden there's this like yellow brick road in front of me, the sky clears up, the clouds part, and everything's gonna work out. But it was even in the midst of God's provision that the famine was still ravaging the land in Canaan. And it was just this reminder we need to continue to trust throughout the process. Even when things don't look how we anticipated, it doesn't mean God's not moving. And even more so, when we see God moving, we still have to have trust and reliance and dependency that he is the one who provides for us. He is the one who meets our needs. He is the one who has our best interest in mind. And so even if you feel like the famine is ravaging your land and your life, man, lean in, do something to make today count. Trust God that he's your provider. Trust God that he will be true to his word. See what he does.